If you're anything like me, then most of the time when you're working on an article, you're working in an environment like this, a notebook, and you're coding and you're writing and you're combining those two. And that's a pretty magical thing to have, right? Where code and text come together. Not for really big projects, for a lot of smaller projects, it's pretty amazing. And it can take the form of a Quarto Markdown document or a Python notebook. You can open it in Jupyter Notebook or whatever environment you Google collaboratory, wherever you want to open it. And as long as you collaborate in these documents with other people that code, it's actually not that hard, right? You share your document on something like GitHub, and they make some edits, they run some code, they change some parameters, share it with you. But once you want to collaborate with people that write but don't code, a lot of scientific collaborators of yours and mine, they might not be comfortable coding or they might not code at all, right? And when you want to share with those people, you're kind of left to render the document out to something like a Word document or a PDF. They give their comments, you have to copy paste the comments back in, change the text. And if you're anything like me in terms of dyslexia, then that's really not a great way to make sure all the edits are included in the final document. And that's why I made Resolve. Resolve is a web app that will open up your Python notebooks or Quattro Markdowns if you render them to Python notebook first, in something that's really very very familiar for people that just like work with text, right? So it's just a rich text editor. Like you can have controls, you can change the font, um, do whatever you want really. Track changes, right? So I don't want to have this word in here. You can remove it. You can add comments. Like no, rephrase, please. Well, I'm not gonna mind me spelling in this video, and then it will become a comment, right? And you can also share the document. So if you open up the first time in Resolve, you want to share it with someone that doesn't really, use Python notebooks and wants to collaborate with you and just edit the text, you can hit share notebook, and it's opening up behind my camera now, very annoyingly. But you can share the notebook by giving their ID on GitHub, and it will share it with them, and they will get a link. Um, you'll get a link you can share with them, and the link will just directly open this document. So even if they're not used to GitHub, you've just asked them to make an account for this. It will just be a link. They click it, they see a dialog saying, do you want to accept this document being shared with you or this repository being shared with you? They agree, and they're in the document, they can edit, right? That's pretty great. It's online now. Go to resolve.pub, open any of your GitHub repos, and within those repos, any Python notebooks by loading the notebook. If you're done editing, let me just move the camera one bit. You can save the notebook, right? It's not autosave like Google Docs. You have to save because then it will be a commit to your GitHub, right? So that's great for the coders among us because it will have all these sort of track changes and sort of changes to the documents will be, will be stored in GitHub, right? And so you can roll back to older versions, all that kind of stuff. The only thing it can't do, because this is free, right? I'm providing a free web app for you to use on top of your GitHub, right? It's free because I don't have to store your data. It's free because I don't store your files. But the downside of it being free is that you can't concurrently edit, right? So once I've saved, then that file is available on GitHub and other people can edit it. It will warn you if multiple people open the same document. If you're the first one, it will just say this. I have to fix that timer, but I will. It's still in beta, people. But it will, if a second person opens it, these are both me, just copy accounts for me to test this. It will say warning, someone else is editing the file. You can read, but if you edit, your edits might not, you might overwrite someone else's. That's something I'm working on. I might make it read only when someone else has it open. But for now, look, I've got you a free environment to collaborate within with people that don't necessarily do code. And I hope you can use it. I hope it serves you in your science. Let me know what you think by entering in the discussion on GitHub. Let me know what you think, what you want in terms of features, and I can see about implementing those. Okay, thank you.